All right, so today we're going to be talking about the idea of metaphors and how you can use them in your sales and enrollment conversations. So the reason why you want to use metaphors is because it helps your audience, your ideal client, understand what you're trying to connect and communicate with them about, and do so in a way where it's a little bit subtle and it's not forceful. So let's say the scenario is somebody is interested, but they're on the fence. They're not sure whether they should work with you or not, or whether they should do anything today or soon. So if you're in a place where they have a little bit of nerves, you want to use a metaphor that's almost like silly and will cause them to snap out of any like irrational fear-based thinking. So here is a perfect example, and it has to do with the analogy of quicksand. Okay, so then you go like this. All right, hey, John, like no worries at all, man. Let me ask you a question though. Let's say for one reason or another, you're out running and you find yourself like all of a sudden knee deep in some quicksand. And so you're there, you're trying to like, move out, you're trying to like get out of there, but you just can't. You're not neck deep, like you're not in any immediate danger, but you also understand, hey, like I need to get out of this situation. So in that moment, let's say all of a sudden, like I come running by and I see you there, and I'm like, hey man, are you okay, John? Like, do you need some help? And then I stick my hand out and say, hey, I can help you. Would you take my hand? Like, yes or no? They usually respond yes, right? They might even laugh a little bit of like, yeah, duh, right? But you hit them back with, okay, but why though? Like immediately. So it's like, if I reach my hand out, would you take it? Yes or no? Yeah. But why though? They will then tell you why it makes sense for them to take your hand. It usually is, well, because I don't want to stay stuck, because I want to get out of there, because I want to move forward, because I want to like keep going on the path I was on. Right. And then you say, exactly. So you say, exactly. So that's the situation right now, John. Like you're at a place where you know things need to change, but it's a little bit scarier. There's a little bit of nerves to be able to make a new decision. So what we're talking about right now is like, hey, we can help you. Here's a path we can put you on to actually help you. And all we're requiring is for you to decide, hey, do you trust us? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. And like, do you feel that what we have here can actually help you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, great. So with that said, look, you don't have to do the full thing today. We can do a small amount. Are you ready to get to work? Usually, if they are bought in and they do need your help, they'll say, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Because again, it's kind of silly. It's like, dude, yeah, if you need help, if you're stuck and someone comes over and they're saying, hey, we can help you, like it would be kind of dumb to not get the help, right? But you're not gonna say that flat out. It's understood through the metaphor. It's like, of course you're gonna get help, right? So so it's like you can snap them out of any fear-based thinking when you introduce these type of. Here's another metaphor. So another thing that can happen too is that people can be on the fence and they want to do it, but then again, they're just not really sure. So you want to introduce a metaphor that makes it almost like interesting and fun for them to move forward. And so you'll use the idea of like a tunnel. So you say, let's say it's Kim. But yeah, Kim, no worries at all. Well, let me ask you a question. So let's say that you're about to enter this dark tunnel and you're doing so because on the other end of that tunnel, there's everything you've ever wanted, the green grass, the success, the growth, the progress, the impact. So everything's on the other side of this dark tunnel, but obviously going through that dark tunnel is a little bit scary, right? It's makes you a little bit nervous. So to be able to get through that dark tunnel, there's a couple of options. You can use like a spoon to try to dig yourself out and carve away, right? And start from zero. Or the second alternative that most people would do is they would get on a track that's already there. They would get on the train with people who've already been there and done that. And they chug along at a pace that feels good for them. Like they're not going to be speeding down this tunnel where it feels even like that much scarier. They're going to be chugging along at a pace that feels right for them. So it's a bit silly, but let me ask you, Kim, like which option do you think makes the most sense for you? They're going to obviously say the second one, but you always ask why, right? So like, okay, so I guess why for you though? Well, it means that I'm not doing it alone. I'm going on a path that's already there, and it just, makes a lot more sense. And then you hit them with exactly. So that's the situation you're at right now. It's like, we know we can help you. Well, let me ask you, do you feel like what we have can actually help you? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. And so do you feel like the path that we've paved here is something that can help you specifically over the next 3 to 6 months? Like, yes or no? Yes. Okay. So with that said, my recommendation for you is let's do this. We don't have to do the full amount today, but I think the best thing for you is to build momentum and get on this track so that ultimately you can hit your goals. Is that fair enough? Right. So those are two examples of metaphors where, again, it's almost like it pierces right through their fears and their concerns, unless there's something else, unless it's something like logistics or money or spouse or something completely aside from fear and doubt and worries, But if it is something about, hey, yeah, it's just I'm a little bit nervous, you use these metaphors to get them off the fence because it would be silly for them to stay in the same situation they're at. So give it a try and let me know how it works for you.